understand.
Speaking of gadoosh,
famous. If you just sent me videos that some loser made about me all day, you would just send me messages all day because I'm at that level. They only get attention from their...
Is that a real tattoo on his head?
I don't.
Is that real?
Probably, because he's an idiot.
Yes. Yeah,
For real?
Got that before going to prison. I don't know if you guys remember, but it was in another video. Before going to prison, he got a new tattoo on his head.
I missed it.
That's
he really
sweet.
got a fucking head tattoo?
Yep.
What is...
He's probably fucking terrified of going to jail.
From their buddies who are on the computer.
It says, will spread for ramen.
All day, they're like, hey, Josh, how was that thing that I said about Wes Watson on my...
What voice is he doing?
Yeah, that's none of your detractors sound like that.
Who sounds like that?
There is a guy who sounds sort of like this.
I like him.
But I like that guy. He's very weird.
I like him too.
I don't know why. He's just like it's such a weird way of speaking, but I dig it for some reason.
You can tell Wes Watson really messed up by the smooth, confused look on my face.
He has a warrant for his arrest, so what does this bonehead do? He gets himself in another troubles. He's fun to do impressions of, too.
Thumpire is calling Wes Watson Scam Bigelow.
Scam Bigelow is
very
awesome.
Funny. Very funny.
I really gadooshed him.
Well, that name's going to stick, by the way. I'm just letting you know. It's
Bigelow.
Scam Bigelow from now on.
Like, they're just the
Pessy, you already know what I want for the clip thumbnail.
lamest people on earth, but...
All right, so the downward spiral of Wes Watson continues. This guy hits a new low every day somehow. It's fascinating to watch. I mean, I've never seen someone implode like this. Like, he's been crashing out for almost a year now, and still every day he finds a new way to make a fool out of himself. I mean, he's still coping over people figuring out his real height. You know, he always claimed to be 6 feet, but then the police report from his arrest said he's 5'8". And this was exposed like almost 2 months ago, and he still hasn't gotten over it. So this got to him so badly. Like every other day on Instagram, he's yelling about how he's actually 6 feet.
When I was booked, I was 6 foot 252. And I said, why the f does my paperwork say 5'8", 2...
You're getting arrested and that's what you worry about?
I mean, it would be one concern of many for me. Make sure you get my height
That's
right.
the eyeball of the arresting officer. He doesn't even look at your ID and write it down. He eyeballed that, put it on the paperwork. That was the only paperwork that flew. When we got to medical, 6 foot.
And he got so desperate, he told his fans to go around and respond to the haters and tell them that he's actually
Call
6
the
feet.
jail and tell these motherfuckers update my fucking height.
And he even told his fans that are 6 feet and have taken pictures with him to post the pictures to prove that he's that tall. And some people actually did it, which is...
By the way, I would do that. I swear to God, I'd be like, man, I'm a big fan. If I could convince him, yo, can I get a picture with you? He's like, what are you, like 6 feet? I'd be like, I'm like 5'11". He'd be like, all right, yeah, let's get a picture, and I want you to say you're as tall as me. All right, cool. And then I would immediately go online.
5'7".
I'm 5'4".
That's funny.
Is the most pathetic thing ever.
I'll throw myself under the bus just to get you.
That would honestly, that would be worth it. That would honestly be worth it.
I mean, this is just getting sad. You know, Wes even has to wear lifts in his flip flops.
That's weird,
So,
bro. Oh my God.
He has lifts in his flip flops. That's fucking hilarious.
It's so weird, man. I guess it's just because in my life, I've always just been average height, but like on the upper end of average. I've never thought, like, have you ever thought in your life, like, yo, how could I add 2 inches?
No, I don't care.
I've never thought about my height in a way that was, like, affecting me.
Virgie's trying to see if we can find these lists for sandals right now.
By the way, don't get me wrong. I've absolutely, though, had moments where I said, like, man, I wish I could be that tall as that guy. You know what I mean? Like, I've had those moments where you just see a tall dude and chicks are paying attention to him, and you're like, that guy's not even good looking. He's just tall. That's bullshit.
That's just a tall thing.
You know what I mean? But I've never been like, how can I make myself look taller?
He'll never accept that he's actually 5'8".
I've never in my life considered what the top of a refrigerator looks like, and I never want to know.
You don't want to. It's actually dirty up there. Unless
Yeah,
you
that's where your wife hides with divorce papers, so she keeps you talking to herself, not signing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because
he just puts those on the fridge.
Oh, next to the kids' artwork. Next to the kids' artwork. That's great. I like that.
Every day she fills out another letter of her signature.
It's like a hangman.
Yeah. Except I'm
Drawing-
the one who's going to, you know.
I know.
more attention to it. And I'm sure most people wouldn't care if he wasn't lying about it and if he wasn't now having a meltdown over it, which just proves he's lying about it. You know, because if you're actually 6 feet, he'd be like, whatever, or he'd just measure himself or something. I mean, it's not that hard to prove your height, but
It's
recently
impossible, dude.
How do you do that? How would even one go about that?
All right, if I wanted to wet measure myself right now, 6'2", by the way, what I would do is I would get a picture with somebody, and then I would go, can you post this to Instagram? Tell them you're also 6'2".
That's awesome. That makes sense.
That's how I measure myself. Do you not do that?
she did tell people to come down to the gym and stand next to him to
He's literally doing the Mitch Hedgeberg. Hey, do you know anybody who's got AIDS?
Yeah, yeah.
No?
All
Well,
right,
that's
cool.
cool because you know me.
I don't really watch spoof videos about me, but that one was funny. If I saw that guy in person, I'd be like, dude,
I would try to
you are
jump him with a bunch of people.
classic. Like, I really thought it was going to piss me off, and I liked the guy after seeing that one. I'm just saying, he was hilarious.
Yeah, so Wes said he likes the guy and he's asking people to come to the gym and get his height.
And we did
So
see
Eric
that.
thought it would be fine to go to the gym and take his height like Wes was asking, but
didn't want to participate if he's so adamant about not being 5'8", because
This
whatever he
dude-
measured
all right,
at,
come
I
on, man.
This dude's humongous.
This is cartoonish.
would have shown on camera. And if he was telling the truth, this would have ended it forever. Also, at this point, the Wes Watson clones just kept multiplying in the background. I saw one of them reach for something in his pocket, so I knew at this point it wasn't going to be very friendly after all.
I will murk your bitch ass, yo.
Second time
Merc? Are we still saying Merc?
Yeah, he's saying Merc.
somebody has said they'll
Saw
murder
a Rough Riders video.
It's kind of old school, Merc. We're
me
bringing that
over
back.
height and weight.
yeah, so Wes definitely has nothing to hide here. And, you know, he really proved all the haters wrong with this one. He's definitely 6 feet. I mean, this is just unbelievable. You know, it's like he just can't help himself and needs to find, because right after that, you know, after he got exposed for lying about his height, then he literally exposed himself, and it turns out his height wasn't the only size he's lying about, which I wouldn't care about or
Oh no, did he accidentally post his penis?
talk about if Wes wasn't such a scumbag. And this explains a lot. You know, this explains all the overcompensating he does. I mean, he's always yelling about how he's 6 feet tall and hung like a horse. Math here, but still, you know, Wes is just gonna lose it over this, because in it she's like clearly drunk,
Oh,
and
here we go.
Graham that he deleted right away, which I'm sure his girlfriend, this will be wild. So he exposed himself in this video he posted to Instagram
Whoops.
that he deleted right away, which I'm sure his girlfriend probably told him to take down, because in it she's like clearly drunk and she's shaking her bare ass, and I don't know if she even knows she's being recorded, and it's so creepy. Wes is always trying to take videos of her when she's naked, and this lady has 2 young kids, and I can't imagine having your 2 kids around Wes Watson. And she's already dated him before, but she left because he kept yelling at the kids, and also
That's very good.
I didn't
Better
know
watch
that.
it, Wes, because those kids are going to end up being taller than you someday.
They already are.
ass, because I guess he thought people would be jealous, you know, because he's always trying to show off anything he can. And now we know why, because at one point there's a reflection in the glass and the guy's got a tic tac on him, which again, nobody would care if he wasn't a piece of shit and if he wasn't completely delusional and didn't constantly try to brag about the size of his junk.
But I don't just only have money. I'm hung like a motherfucking horse.
And he says this all the time, and he'll continue.
It is weird. People that say don't say that, because then I immediately think you're lying. Everyone knows you're lying.
Yeah.
Then.